In conversation, where insight matters, you naturally ask people to open up before you offer insight, modelling emotional intelligence and humility. Instead of, I think what's going on here is, you sound curious. What's really driving that reaction for you? How do you make sense of what just happened? You've done this when friends are venting or processing an event. You don't just jump to solutions. You slow down time and create space for them to hear themselves first. During strategic conversations or planning, you lead with collaborative inquiry, not personal opinion. This builds team cohesion and psychological safety. You've said things like, I'm curious how you'd approach this if we had no limitations. What's your perspective on what success really looks like here? You already ask curiosity-based, possibility-expanding questions that help people clarify thinking before you present your own. This earns trust and influence. In emotionally loaded situations, even when you feel triggered, you shift from reactive thinking to relational curiosity. You say, I'm curious. What do you need from me right now? How are you experiencing what I just said? You bring emotional awareness and curiosity into relationships, especially when tension is high. You diffuse conflict, not with opinions, but with questions that invite vulnerability. In moments of coaching or feedback, rather than telling people what to fix or how to grow, you help them uncover their own insight by asking powerful questions first. You've asked, I'm curious. What do you feel you learned from that? What would you do differently next time? Whether guiding a friend, peer, or even yourself, you hold space for self-awareness and self-generated change by asking before telling. In the first impressions of building rapport, you already know people feel safe with those who ask, not just those who talk. So you say, I'm curious how you got into that. What's your story behind that passion? You invite depth, connection, and realness into casual conversations. You felt how quickly people open up when you show authentic interest. In your journaling, self-reflection, and learning, you apply this same process internally. You don't judge your thoughts, you explore them. Your internal dialogue sounds like, I'm curious why that triggered me. What am I believing here that created that reaction? This inner practice sharpens your emotional intelligence. You don't just think, you question. Your own mind, like a sculptor uncovering truth. The core patterns repeating that you already use. Curiosity before certainty. Questions before assertions. Interest before influence. You live this idea. This isn't a habit you need to learn. It's a pattern you've already mastered. And now you're just naming it, owning it, and amplifying it.